What's up, guys? Of course, you know from the thumbnail, this is all about the MPC XL. So, I've been talking about it prior to it coming out. I found one of my sample kings hooked me up, said, yo, I saw it in Sam Ash, it was Guitar Center in New York, and he sent me a picture of the box. Okay, great, got a picture of the box. The box goes global. Cool. Then I'm making a video on it, and I finally get it, And I want to thank also Valentino Smooth up in Connecticut for loaning me his MPC XL for like about a week and change there so I can play with it and go over it, understand the whole concept. So a shout out to him also. Now, they've made MPCs for years. This is an MPC Live 2. The Live 1 came out, and they had the Live 1, they had the MPC X. And they've updated those since then, but they're almost virtually the same thing, except the brilliant idea to come up with the MPC Live with speakers was absolutely smart. And it may have sunk Machine down to nothing when they did that. It made it really bad for them. So that wasn't good. And so what happens after this whole idea is that they get bigger and get better by improving both machines. And it was pretty good. Now, what they did on the SE was just not a special edition or anything. They had to fix a little button that was on the side. They fixed it. And they made things lighter with more plastic, which I'm not really a fan of, but I'm older. I've used all the original MPCs or SP1200s and MPC 60. Those years when they first came out. So those machines were hard and they were also not plastic, which I'm a fan of, not plastic. But we're in a new world. Plastic's okay. Then they come out now with this new machine here. This is it, the MPC XL. Now, I'm going to start off with the bad things before I start off with the good things. And so one of the bad things about this machine is that it's on an island. It's by itself on this island. It's by this MPC World Island. It's in there. Now, how can I explain this? The MPC has its own computer inside. As a matter of fact, it's a computer. It has 8-core processor. It has 16 gigabytes of RAM. That's what a computer has. A really good computer, a decent computer will have that. And you can get around with it, you can do work, you can go online and do stuff and make up charts or do products or even use other DAWs inside that kind of computer. Now, this is an island in the sense where it's just by itself and no communication to the outside world. How can we get some plugins from someone else? We live in a world, we share things. We sort of like, well, I got this, can you give me that? Like when you had the iPhone, you got an iPhone, okay, it's cool. And they had, oh, here's an app. Oh yeah, here's an app to date chicks. Whoa, I can get some. Whoa, here's an app to like, oh, you can get wine cheap. Oh, you can buy food now. There's so many things that we have to interrelate to someone else with and to deal with other people to make our experiences better on the devices that we have. And to do this is to really improve a product. I'm not saying that this thing is not going to go anywhere. I believe they're going to start going outside of the product. They're trying to sell the product now. It's a computer. It doesn't need all it has in it. It needs to have this inside of it to do other things, to reach out and get some places. I believe it's going to go there, but it's not there right now. I figured they would introduce that already, like AI, like what Apple did with Logic Pro. They went to AI. They know they have to get there. Suno is so huge, you're going to need to want to go inside and get a cord from Suno someplace else. You want to join a cheap site that you can get more stuff from rather than having to go to Splice and then get a weekly, monthly, whatever it is. You want to reduce these costs and get stuff that you can get also, or combine it with Splice if you want to do that, and make your own music. Playing with it live is going to be hell. It's kind of heavy. And you got to carry it around with some, anything else you got to carry around too as well. But I still feel that there are some problems in that respect. And that's about it. Everything else I do like. Now, my positive points about this is that this is the best MPC they have ever made. One reason, too, is that I don't menu dive. I can press a button and get where I want to get anytime I want to get there. And there's no problems with me getting there. I can get there without a single problem. That's awesome. The software works. It just works. Boom, 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 I'm there. No problem. We got the 8-core processor. We got 16 gigabytes of RAM. RAM will remember everything. But remember, every place I put a sample, everything I did to it, how many different plugins I added. It's like great to do that, to have that much RAM. You're free in a way that there's no need to worry about it crashing or something. I never could make it crash. I tried a lot. It's beautiful. I can do a lot of things on it. And so this is the best MPC ever made. And if I were starting out, I'd buy this. Musicians who haven't been into MPCs, like a lot of rappers went to MPCs and some guys doing club because it's all one unit, they can do everything on one side. This is gonna grow for them as well. You saw inside, as I did with the MPC E-pads, that you can change the rudiment, how can I describe this? The rudiment drum articulations, like a drum roll, like a drum, one stick roll, like a paradiddle, you know, stuff you see a drum bugle corps do. If you're a drum and bugle corps player and you want to deal with that, you would buy one of these or buy the MPC Live 3, that is, because you can use these inside of it on your MPC E-pads. You can play jazz now on this thing and there'll be no problem. You can do jazz drumming techniques and get that down. You could actually be a guitar player on here. Slow those samples down. Oh, forget it. Let's stem the record out, get that Eddie Van Halen guitar solo, pull it up and practice it. Oh, it's too fast. Slow it down and it sounds great. And you can practice every note and get it done. That's amazing, actually, to be able to do that. To be able to do that also, and to be able to use these pads to create beats. These pads are cool. They're like stuck like this, right? They're chopped like that. So we got like one pad is like 4 pads, and with 16 pads, we're gonna have 64 different pads on this sucker. That is awesome. They'll do that. I like the way the structure is also with the Q links. The Q links in front of you, and it's a slant to how you perceive and see the actual information on the Q links. That is awesome, because that way you can sit in one spot, you're looking down, you can see, otherwise you go look over it like that with the older machines. This is a really amazing device they made. And the problem for other people will be that, well, what are we gonna do here? How are we gonna compete with this? And I can see why other companies are gonna have to fail. There isn't that many, I guess, places where people actually buy stuff like this. And when they get here, I don't think people are actually leaving MPC. They're leaving Machine. I've seen that already. They were leaving Machine about 2 years ago. But this device here is totally amazing. Now, one thing I do also want to talk about is the software. And I need to pull this up actually, because this is kind of like really just about, I don't know what's going on with them on this side here. They come out with 3.7 on the device. Fantastic. I love the 3.7. It's decent. It's working. It's no problem. If I come up here with this one here, and I click on here and say, yeah, okay, I don't want to, I can just cancel all that stuff there. I go here like, this is cool. Get this up here like this. Boom, I'm like that. Okay, she opens up and she's getting bigger here and she's loading up information here. This takes longer to load up on this machine. This is my Mac. Check that out. That little demo up. And so here, I'm gonna go on big mode here. Here it is. I've got this sucker here working, but I'm missing this arrangement clip view. Clip view's not here. I don't have a real clip view here, but they made a space for it over here. There's a space right there for it. So where are they going? Now this is not old. This is MPC. See about MPC right here. This is 3.7. So what's going on here? Are they gonna fix it? Is it gonna be reliable enough for me to say, okay, I like 3.7, let's use 3.7? I don't know. So it's here, I wanna check it out, and we're gonna see what happens with all these guys, what's gonna happen with this whole idea of creating this whole brand new device and make sure it works properly. I don't know, but I would like them to have this working with it. I need to go from being on an island to being with other people. I need to pull down my other really dope plugins. There are companies that make plugins that AKAI is not even near. And so they're not trying to go there. They're trying to make sure they get the people that they deal with already to have a plugin they can work with. And I'm not saying that plugins are bad. Matter of fact, what I suggest you to do is learn how to build a template. Like get your tracks up and get up to like, go to, let's see, we can go to like, here you go. We can go to this mode right here. We're gonna go here, and this is the mode we have here, which is our mixer mode here. And we have the mixing board console right here. This is cool, we have the mixing board. And so we can see what's going on the mixing board. I suggest you actually create, this is the stereo output 1 and 2. Learn how to create your own outputs. Learn how to make sure you have stuff here in stems. Not in stems, but when you have a group, which is here, a track, make sure this track has something on it to improve what the sounds are here. Learn how to use, let's scroll over here. A lot of tracks here, it's crazy. You can scroll right to here. When I scroll here, you'll see here, this says here, submix, right? I wanna make sure the submix is going. I wanna make sure I get this zoom right here, perfect. The submix, know how to use the submix, know how to use the returns. And improve how you can do that on your MPC X device and on your MPC Live 3 device, because you'll be able to also use this machine and use the software along with your own plugins. You can plug them up together and it does work, but it would be nice if they had more of the same features on the XL that work inside of here, because it'll be better to improve the overall sound. But the MPC itself is absolutely really good. We love it, actually. It's a really great device. I have no problem with it, and if you do, let me know. I'm curious about that. I do think that it's the best MPC ever made. Everything's just perfect. I can't even think of anything at all. You can put a hard drive in there as always. So my thing to use, if you're gonna buy this machine, I myself, I'm not gonna buy it yet. I'm waiting to find it used, probably. Or find it somewhere where it's gonna be cheap. There'll be a drop down in price sometime soon. I guess maybe not soon, but somewhere there'll be someone trying to compete with someone else, because the guys who sell them get a real good price for it. They want to sell a bunch of them, and they get the incentive to actually sell it. And AKAI gets to, of course, let them push it out there in their marketplace. So some guys may have an incentive to sell this plus something else, and I'm gonna add this, add that, add this, add this, and it becomes a cheaper price by adding stuff on, which is a good idea too. So I'm looking forward to getting this machine actually, and probably selling my MPC Live 3. But I convinced my wife. I have no room here in Tokyo. It's gonna be kind of a bitch to do that. But anyway, the real truth is that if you got the money, you buy this machine, and if you got any questions, I can teach you how it works. I know the entire machine. I know all the MPC lines. I have a video on every MPC ever made, so I'm not some new jack doing this. I've been doing this from the beginning of time. When I first got my first SP1200 and MPC 60, I've been doing it before then. I was doing it at a time when the beginning of hip hop started. And I was doing it with club guys that became famous. You know, we were using these machines for years in New York City at all the top studios. So look, this is the best. I know it, I've seen it, I've been there, and I had it. If you want to get it, get it. If you don't, I don't blame you. It's kind of a little expensive for some guys who can't afford it. Could be a mortgage payment, I guess. But in reality, they have done a great job, and I commend them for doing this. It's just really beautiful to have a machine like this if you're making music today. And I also suggest you to start thinking about yourself as an independent company. You can no longer depend on a record label to take care of you. You already see what's happening with Studio One, Presonus, selling it to give it to Fender Studio Pro, and they called it 8. They can't afford to keep it going. You saw Machine as a problem. They are $300 million in debt, and they can't get back up on their feet. I would not be buying anything from Machine right now. I don't even know how fragile that system is between AKAI. I won't think AKAI can even afford to buy it. It's a waste of money, because so many guys are doing what they're doing. I would probably want to buy the Isotope stuff, some other different things also as well. But Machine, they haven't improved it. The Machine Plus was the deal they should have improved. It should have had everything on the device. They couldn't do that. That was an obvious sign. And the next people up on this whole chart could be, I'm not saying it is, but you know, Ableton could be a problem one day. I doubt it though. They've been around for a long time, but I don't know. You know, making devices and having these devices bought in a marketplace is where the money's at. And selling the software every 2 or 3 years is no big deal. As it becomes better and better to get stuff off the internet, there's less you can do to improve your bottom line of profit. So somehow, I think Ableton will probably keep going on. But I said before, this is a new marketplace. And Pro Tools is actually bankrupted too as well. They're owned by a company called BlackRock, which is an amazing financial system worth about $1.2 trillion. So they buy up companies and keep them, and make money by get rid of this, get rid of that, and keeping a product going on. No one wants to buy that company, which is actually Avid, which does a lot of stuff in Hollywood. So they're essentially just in this nice company that's holding them up. And I don't see people actually getting more involved inside of doing music production, because these companies require people who don't make much money, who are noob jacks, who come in like, I want to try doing music right now. When they can't do that, you're going to be in a world where they can go right to Suno. They can go somewhere like, besides Suno, whoever's out there now. I think also they can do stuff in, I tried some stuff actually in Gemini 3.1, you can do that. So the guys doing AI are closer to making more music apps than the guys who make music apps and make music devices. So I guess the MPC will grow up and start to add more stuff in and open that whole box, their island, so everybody can come down to their island and get busy. If you got any questions about this interview, let me know. If you're mad at me about this interview, write down below. If you like it, let me know too. And I'll be doing more and more videos coming up this month. We're going into AI video. We're not going to stop with that. We want to have you start making your own music videos. We'll teach you how to do that. And we're making music videos for you, together with you, to produce a great music video. I'll see you in the next video. Any questions, hit me up. I'm Doc, SampleKings.com. And I'll see you then. Peace.